Hi there, my name is Solomon, a graphic designer who has successfully completed many projects. And in this course, I want to share with you one of my projects that I recently did. So this was the project. It was a barber shop, and this was the design that I was able to come out with. And I want to share with you in this course how we went about it. So this was the actual outcome, and you can see how it really turned out. I really love how it turns out too. It was a branding project, which means we had to design something to put on a glass. So this was how the results turned out. And it was not only that, we also designed something like a pull-out stand, which at the end of the day, it turns out to be this. And I really love the result. Hi there. For me to begin with any project, I like to get myself some inspiration. So I jump into Google and this was what I found. So I searched for a glass shop branding with one way, and you can see the result. What other people are also doing around the same idea. So you can see what people are doing. It really inspired me and sparked my emotion for the work. So this was something around what we are about to do. So you can see a salon shop designs with one way. You have to take yourself through all this information to know where to start and stuff, because if you don't grab this information before you start your project, you are going to get lost in the middle, and you don't want these things to what happen to you. So one thing that I would advise you as a graphic designer is always connect to the internet, because you are going to need the internet very much, because every information that you need is on the internet. So after you have sparked through some inspiration, let's look through some of the things that I use in the project. You can see from here, I downloaded some mockups, and you have to download the images that you are going to use, and make sure you have copyright to also use them, because if the images are lances and you don't have the copyright, you are going to have trouble using them. So you can search for maybe haircuts, and you are going to get plenty of haircut that you can use. So I have already downloaded what I'll be using, and please, I would like you to also download your own images that you are going to use for the project. And then after, we are going to design something like a pull-up stand, which the result turned out to be this. Let me show you. So this was what the client brought, something like the pull-out stand. So I came to the internet and searched a sample design of a pull-out stand, and you see the result. They are really amazing. If wasn't the internet that I connected to look at the designs, I was maybe going to lose the work or something, because how I started the design was very poor. But since I went to the internet, I was able to come out with a great idea. So this was the result that I got for the designs, and this really helped me in my workflow. Then you can also visit Pinterest. Pinterest is not like Google. You have to sign up for accounts, and you can also download their app on your phone. Then you sign up. Then after you sign up, you get access to their database, and when you come and you search something like a pull-out stand banner design, you are going to get the result from other creative design all over the world. And you notice that I use a mockup to showcase the design that we did. So let me show you the site that we downloaded the mockup. When you visit freepik.com, you can see that they have plenty mockup designs. So I visited here and I got myself a very nice mockup. Some are free, some are paid. So you have to know where you are going, whether you are going to buy or whether you want it free. Then you check those things. Alright, so these are the resources that we are going to use for our design. And please make sure you download your own, so that you are also going to design your own barber shop salon banner or flyer, and share it in the project description for everyone to see, and we are going to leave our comments and our thoughts. Hi there, I would like to take you through how I was able to got these colors in my design. So choosing a color for your design is very headache, and if you don't have a broad knowledge about colors, or if you are not creative, it will be very difficult for you to choose color for your design. So normally I visit Adobe Color, and you can see Adobe color.adobe.com, and when you come here and create, you will be able to see many colors. And when you pick this one and you drag it around, you can see the color choices that you are getting, and this one can help you get gradient colors and stuff. But normally when I come to explore, and what the explore does for me is that I can search with colors, mode, keywords like ocean, wine, mode light, lucky, water, and etc. over here. So when I came here, I type Barber Shop. So you can see the result. They are giving me some barber shop, and you can find the colors underneath. Maybe you go through and you like some of the colors. So to see the colors, you just have to hover over it and it is going to open for you. So if you like a color, you can download it as JPEG, or you can just open it, click on and open, and you see the color code. So what you need to do is that you just have to come and say copy with your Photoshop open and with your layer selected. So maybe I want to fill this circle with that color. So I'll open this color picker, solid color, and you can see I have the option to paste the code, Ctrl V to paste, and you see I am getting the same result. When you are done, click on OK. Let me undo. And this is how normally I kind of get my colors for my design. So when I'm lost on the way in designing something, especially dealing with colors, I normally come here to see myself through, to get myself through some colors. And this has really helped me in my design career. So I would like you to also find yourself in places like this, so that you always be updating yourself with stuff. And this is really going to help you stand out. All right. Alright, so what I would like to talk about next is getting yourself a tape measure, because you need to measure the project. So like this one, when we went for the measurements, I think we got this one as 40 by 47. So the width was 40, the height was 47. And this one, the smaller one, was 11 by 36. And also the pull-out stand, the one that looked like a pull-out stand, this one, I think it was 24 by 36. So here was 3 feet and here was 2 feet. So you have to know the sizes of anything that you are about to design, because without the sizes, you are going to get your whole project wrong. So please make sure you get yourself a tape measure like this one. So if you have one of these, this is going to be really awesome for you. All right. The next thing that I would like us to look at is grabbing all our resources, the images and stuff that we are going to use. So I have these images that I'm going to use for my project. So please, as I said earlier, make sure you go to Google or any of the site that we visited and you download yourself the resources that you are going to use. And also remember to download your own mockup. I'm not going to leave mine for you because I purchased it. So please make sure you also go to FreePick or any of the mockup sites and get yourself a banner or a pull-out stand mockup to use in your project. And please, at the end of the day, I would like you to share your designs and your mockups that you use. And please make sure you insert the design in the mockup. We are going to learn that as we go along. So make sure you include that in your project. Hi there, welcome back. Alright, so to begin with, I would like to start with this design, and I'll go to File, New, or shortcut is Ctrl+N. Then I'm going to change from pixels to inches, since I took my measurement in inches. The width of the design was 24, the height is 26. Then we leave the resolution at 72. Then from here you can click on Create. So a new canvas is going to open for you like this. Alright, so as we explore on the colors to use, I have my color that I would like to use over here, and the code is this one. Then I'll pick up my paint bucket tool. Then with the foreground, with the color set, I'm going to fill the whole background with this color. So this is it. Then from here, I'll pick up my ellipse tool. So you can see the ellipse tool, and I'm going to draw an ellipse. Then I'll hold down the shift key to make the ellipse proportion. And you can see that I have a stroke over my edge. I don't want any stroke, so I'll turn to no color. Then I'll change this color to a gray type. So I want something like this. Then from here, I'll click on OK. OK. So anytime that you finish using a shape or something in Photoshop, make sure you click on the move tool so that we are going to be able to move our work around. Then from here, I would like to align this one to the center, or not really the center. I would like to align it over here and increase it a bit. Then I want more space, something like this. Okay. Then I'm going to make a duplicate of this. So Ctrl J to make a duplicate. And I'm going to reduce the size of the newly copied or duplicate file. Then from here, I'm going to change the color of this. So I'll just change this color to this, and you can see the color code. You can copy it if you like to. So you can see this one is already centered, and if you want the edge mode, just reduce the size of this and you are going to get a lot of edges. Then to complete our background, I'll select the background layer. Then I'll get to my resource files, and I think I have this image that I would like to use in this project. So I'll just position this one at the top, just like this. Click on enter or click on the mark to accept changes. Then I will enlarge it small. So let me enlarge it small. Just holding the edges, you can first of all click Ctrl T for free transform. If you don't have this around, then you enlarge it or something of that sort. Then from here, I'm going to add the layer mask. So the layer mask works like an eraser tool. So with the eraser tool, you just paint and like you clear the part that you don't want. But the bad thing about that is you will not be able to go back and do changes to it. But with the layer mask, when I pick up my brush tool, so you can see the brush shortcut is B. So here is it. Then, and with my mask, I just have to make sure the foreground color is black. And you see that here we have white, so we can't paint white on white. We have to paint the opposite way. Then I'm going to paint, and I'm using a soft round brush. So when you right click and you come to the general brushes, choose the soft round brush. And you can also use the square bracket on your keyboard to make it smaller or larger. So I would like to keep it this way and paint around. Then from here, you can see that this one is too harsh. You have to reduce the opacity so you can see with the layer selected, just delete one of the zeros to make it 10. So I think something like this works fine. Then I'm going to select all of these. So I'll select the first layer, then I'll select the last one, then Ctrl G into group, and I'm going to name this one as background. Then from here, I can just click on the lock key to lock this, because if I don't lock it and I'm trying to do something, you see that it is trying to disturb me. So I don't want problems. So I'll just click on this arrow to make it 1. Then maybe give it a color like green. And then I'll click on this to lock this so that I'll have all of this one as a solid background or a solid something. Alright, so from here, what's left for us is to use our ellipse tool again. I'll draw an ellipse like this. And then you can see we have stroke. If you don't have the property panel, you can go to window, then you will see property. Just click on that and you will have this. And then we are going to turn the stroke to no color. Then this one, we are not going to need any color inside, so we don't have to worry about it. At the end of the day, all of them is going to be hide. So I'll make my shape bigger enough to fill the shape that we have. So let me make it a little larger. All right, so then from here I'm going to duplicate it 4 times. So what I'm doing to duplicate is that I'm holding down the Alt key on PC or Option on the Mac. Then you see that at first it's only one arrow, but immediately I hold the Alt key, a white arrow joins the white one. So what that means is that we can make it 2. So I will left hold my mouse, I will left click and hold my mouse and drag and move it so that it's going to make the copy for me. Then I will leave it somewhere here. Then I will do the same thing and I'll make sure that it is within the shape that I would like to use. Then let me make a copy of the last one. And please make sure you take your time to align these things because that's really going to make your design stand out. So I wouldn't like to waste much time here. So let's quickly move on. So from here, I'll select this first ellipse. So just click on it and it's going to select for you. Then I'll bring my image that I'm going to use. Click on OK to accept changes. And from here, I'll right click over the layer and you see create creeping mark. So I'll click on that and it is going to creep inside the circle for me. Then I'll select the next one and I'm going to my resource files and do the same thing. Then also please make sure that you align it to the shape or it fits into the shape. So from here, what you need to do is to resize the size of the shape and small stuffs, and using your arrow keys on your keyboard to position your image where it's supposed to go. You make sure all of them is done perfectly. So you can see we are on point. So from here, I'll grab my text tool, shortcut is T. Then I'll click once on the canvas where I want to type. Then I'll just type it. So I want it in caps and I'll type it as such. Then from here, Ctrl A to select all of them. Then I'll have the option at the top here to change the color. Then from here, when you are done, click on the mark to accept changes. So when you are still on the text tool, you have these options at the top. You can see from here that we have a small T to big T. So when we drag towards the big T, we will be making it larger. When you drag it backwards, we'll be making it smaller. So I'll just make this one larger and I'll change the font from bold to extra bold. And I'm using Open Sans font. Please, I will leave a link or you can just go to Google and search for Open Sans. Let me quickly show you how you can get this font. So come to Google and type Open Sans. You can see Open Sans font. Click on that and click on Open. And you can see this is a Google font. And you can see Open Sans. So it's a family this thing. So you click on download. And you are going to see all the sizes we have around. So you can see the option download and you just install. Maybe someone doesn't know how to install this. So let me quickly download it and install for you to see. It's a very simple thing. So let's wait for it to finish the download. So when it's done, I'll go to the download files and then I'll go to compress and I'll look for my Open Sans. Open the family. And also you will need WinRAR to open this. So if you don't have WinRAR tool, you can come to Google and search for WinRAR. I have a very bad internet, so you can come here and search for WinRAR and you are going to get access to it and download it and install it as such. So from here, when it opens for you, you just have to double click on the font and click on install. the Open Sans italic font is already installed. Do you want to replace it? No. So you just click on, like, you just install it, and when you come to your font, you have the opportunity to select that font. Otherwise, you are not going to get this font. All right, so from here, what I would like to do is that I'll go to my window character. Then it's going to open my character tool for me. Then from here you can see that the text is almost together. So we have this spacing, this thing that we can use to open up the spacing. So you can see, let's type something in, like maybe 120. Yeah, something like this works. So let's continue to increase this. Let me increase it to maybe 170, or better still, let me end at 180. So 180 will be fine for me, and I'll increase this one to maybe 140. Yeah, it's okay, but let me still, maybe 155 will work, and I'll use the white fill for this one. Then from here, I have already typed my text, so I just have to copy all of this and grab my text tool. And this time around, we are not going to just point, or we are not just going to just leave it. We are going to draw a shape and Ctrl V to paste all of the text in. Then we are going to use regular, or let's use light, and change the size of the font to maybe 20. Let's see the results. This is too small, so let's come forward, and you can see it's italic. So let me click on the double T here to make it small case. All right, so something like this sort is okay. So let me end like 60. Okay, then from here you can see we have a lot of spaces in, so I would like to reduce the space to maybe 100 so that it will come together. And I will change this one from light to bold so that it will stand out and people will notice this is service. Then you can see the underline option. Let me underline this one. All right, so then from here I will drag it somewhere here, so you can see the space is too small. So in actual sense, what I will do is that I'm going to push this one to the other side a little bit because it's all over here. So I have selected all the layers. You have to just unlock the first one and select all the layers that involve this. Then after this, you can leave it. So you can see, to unlock it is very simple. It was like this, it was locked. So to unlock it, select the layer and you click on the unlock. Or better still, when it is locked, you can just drag this one to the dustbin. Also, you can just click on it to unlock it. Yeah, so when you are done, just lock it back. And let me select this one and I'll go all the way to the top. I'll hold down my shift key on the keyboard, select the last one, Ctrl G into group, and let's name this one as images and shape and circles. Yeah, and let me give this one, let's see, a red color. All right, and these things help you to identify your layers and stuff. Very simple. All right, then I can align this too. So let me select both of them, and when you are on the move to, you have the option to align to left. Then from here I have this option call as today, so I'll just copy that one too. Come Ctrl V to paste, and then I'm going to change all of them to italic. And with the help of my rectangle tool, you can see it over here. I'm going to draw a rectangle over it. Then I don't want any stroke as usual. And the fill color, I want this brown color, or you can just open this and sample the color from here. Then I'll drag this one beneath colors today, and I'll select both of them. Then I'll drag it over here, and I think it was rotated a little bit, so I can just hover over the edge or go to edit, then select transform, and you are going to see rotate. So with that, you will be able to rotate just like that. So from here, what I would like to do again is to add this one last thing that I have. So this is just a scissors to show this is a barbering salon. Then, and also the idea behind this is to cover some of the spaces here. And you can see we have a lot of spaces over here too. So, and what I can do to cover these places also is to come to my shape. So go to window, select shapes, and with the shape selected, we are not going to have the legacy shapes and stuff. So let's retrieve it ourselves. So to retrieve the legacy shape, go to the double line over here, and you see legacy shapes and more. Click on that. So it's going to be added to this one for you. Open this and open all legacy shapes. Then I think let's open the default one. So default one, I would like to use this one. So I'll just position this one over here. Then click on the shape tool to have the option to change things. So I will click no fill for this, and I'll select white. Then last thing, I think I'll reduce the size, is too large for me. Then I'll open my shapes tool again, and I'm going to bring this one also in. So immediately I bring it, I will come and click on the shapes tool to get these options at the top. When you don't click on the shape tool, you are not going to get its options. So I'll do the same thing. And you can see this one is always hunting me. So let me change this one to no color and white fill. Then let me reduce the size of this. It's too large. So I have reduced the size of both of them. Then one more last thing, I'll go to my shapes tool again and look for another shapes. So under tiles, I will get this shape. Then I can add this one also. So you see, we don't have any stroke and it just came as white. So as a designer, the idea is to not work hard but to work smart. So these are the things that you can do to work as smarter as you would like to do. Then when you are done, remember to save your work. That is very, very important. If you don't save your work and the light goes out or something, you are going to lose everything. I'm saying everything. So you just go to File, then click on Save, and let's see, this one is a Barber Shop Skillshare class. So I'll save this one at desktop. Then I'll create a new folder and say Skillshare tutorials. Then I'll just save this one over there. Click on OK to save. So I'll also save one as a JPEG file. So open this one and select JPEG. The JPEG file, select the first one, click on yes, and save as a JPEG. So in the next video, you are going to look at how to bring this one to life, like putting it on a mockup or something like that. Hi there, welcome back, and please, this is the mockup that I'm going to use for this project. So with the mockup open, just go to edition and go to poster. Then you will see place your image over here. So let me drag this one and see, place your something to edit. So I'll double click on the smart object and I'll turn the visibility for this. Then I'll go and look for my design. So I think I have my Skillshare design over here. Then I'll just drag this and come and drop this one inside the mockup. So you can see I have space at the top, I have space over here, so I can cover the whole thing. So let me just drag to cover the whole canvas. Click on OK to accept changes. Then from here I'll just close this one, accept yes, and boom, this is the mockup. This is how it looks like when we put it around. So you can see if there's shadows and stuff is too much for you, you can also create your own, let's say, levels, and maybe you toggle with the brightness and you toggle with the colors and stuff. All right, so these are the things that we would like to be doing after you download a mockup or something. And if you see you don't want this one to affect the background, you can always right click and create a creeping mask, and it is only going to affect the image design. So if I continue to pull out something bad or something, you see it's only affecting the design. Or if you want to affect the whole document, just release the canvas and it's going to affect the whole document. Then after you save it as a JPEG and maybe you show it to the client or something. All right, so let me save this one as a JPEG file. So I think we have our design at here. Save as a JPEG. Click on OK. And boom, we are done. So let's see where we are now. So this is it. This is the main design that we have done. And this is the mockup one. And please, I forgot to put my arrow on this design. So you see that I don't have my arrow. And to add the arrow, you just have to go to the shape that you have already been at. So then I think you will see arrows. Then you pick any of them or you can create one yourself. All right, so from here you just resize it and you come and position it as where it's supposed to be. All right, so this is it. That's it for this video. In the next video we are going to look at how to design the other size. Hi there, in this class we are going to look at how to design this since we have finished with this one. So with this one, we will create a new document and the size was 47 by 40, and let's reduce the resolution to 72 since this one is a bit larger. Then click on create to create a new canvas. All right, so from here you can see from here that it is the same shape that we use for this one that we are going to use for this design too. So there is nothing to worry much about. All right, so I'll start by using my ellipse tool. So with the ellipse tool selected, I'm going to draw a circle. I'll hold down the shift key so that I'll get it straight. Then afterwards, I'm Control T for free transform, and I'm going to transform this shape, bring it on top like this. Then Control A to select all. Then I'll click on the move tool and I can align this one to the center. Then from here, Control J to make a duplicate. You can see that the shapes are two now. Control T for free transform, and I'm going to reduce the size. Then I'm going to change this one to white. So from here, since we already have the design here, or we already have designed some here, we are going to just pick what we need. So I'll just pick these two. Then I'll enlarge it and leave it. So from here I'll select the text and I'll select the character panel. Then I'm going to use black for this. Alright, so I'll fill this text with black and I'm going to fill the same thing with the shape here as well as black. Then I'll position it how I want it to be. I'll make this one a little larger. And as a designer, make sure you check your spellings because the spelling of Barbar R is supposed to come here. So I'll just bring that. Alright, so from here I'm going to select the background and I'm going to fill this one with this color. So with the background, I'm going to make a duplicate, Ctrl J to make a duplicate of the background. Then I'll double click on it. And with my color overlay selected, I'm going to fill this one with D8, D8, D8. Then I'll click on OK. So I'm going to get the color that I want and I can lock this layer. And then for me, I'm going to add my images. You know, there are only 3. So before then, I'll add my ellipse to hold down the shift key. Then let me change the color of this. So to maybe this. And yeah, I'll place it as such with the help of my arrow keys on the keyboard. So with this one, I can make it a little bigger by making it overlap with the circle that we have. And I'm going to draw another one, place it somewhere here. Then I'll bring this one a little closer. Then I'll do the same thing. So what I'm doing is that I'm holding down the Alt key. I'll click, hold and drag, and to hold and drag to make a duplicate, but I'll hold down the shift key to keep it in the same line. And I'm going to position it as such using the arrow keys. And then from here, if you are okay with the positioning, we can start to add our images. So let me select this one. Then I can visit this place, bring in random images. Alright, so from here, I will right click and create a creeping mask. We have already done this task before, so there is no problem. Just create a creeping mask. And I'm going to apply the same thing to the rest of the shapes that we have. Alright, so from here I'm going to add my text, and I have already typed all the text here. So I'll just come and drag this one, and then I'll leave it as such. And I'll change the color from white to black. Click on OK to accept changes. Then from here, I'm going to reduce this one to maybe, so let me remove up to here. Then I'll resize this. So from here, I can't see this text very well. So let me change this one to regular. And I'll make a duplicate. And remember we made a copy, so I'll highlight Ctrl V to paste. Alright, so you can see that this is the text that we copied. And then from here I'm going to position this one over here. Okay, so I'll change this one also to regular. Then one more last thing, I'm going to add these contacts. So I have it here and the shape. So I'll select all of them and then Control T for free transform. And I think we use -5. So let's try and use 5 and see. Now we overturn it. Let me try it over here. Alright, so you can relax and straighten this. And boom, hola, we are done with this design. But let's change the color of this. The idea is to see what you have on the document or you have on the canvas. So if you can't see anything, try to toggle with the text and stuff or the background and see what you can do to bring everything on the design or make everything on the design stand out. I wanted to do this design with you, but I would like to consider this one as a project. So please, you will add this one to your project and you design this one. It's very simple to do. So please, with the course that we started up to this place, I know you can come out with this design. So I'm leaving this one for you. So that is the last design to make our project complete. So please make sure you do it yourself, submit it, and this is how the final look should be. So please make sure you design it and you submit it in the class project, and I'm going to review each and every one of it, and other students is also going to leave their opinion on your designs. Alright, thank you very much. You made it to the end of the course. So this is going to be the end of the course, but I have plenty lessons that are coming on your way. Already I have how to select a dreaded hair in Adobe Photoshop, because selecting the complex hair is very difficult to do in Adobe Photoshop. So I already have a course which I would like you to go and check it out. Alright, so please make sure you leave your review on the class by visiting the review site and give your opinion on how you saw this class, your thoughts, whether this course is for everyone or is for someone who has a little knowledge in Photoshop. Please, I would like you to give me your review so that I'll know what to do next in my subsequent courses that I'm going to create. Until next time, peace.